So actually pretty excited. We've got our first place 4-person team coming in. They crossed the sprint finish line out at the Ram's Head because we don't want to have teams racing through downtown Annapolis. Traffic's out there. We don't want people to feel like they need to try to push a red light or anything like that. So it's unofficial as they come through. It's no pass. And so we've got our first place 4-person team, Thin Energy. They should be making their way here in about 15 minutes, told by race director Jeff. So it's all on him if I'm wrong. They're going to be followed by the third place 8-person team, Ram 21 Race. Rick, do we have any, tell us about the charity that Ram 21 Race is raising money for?
So it's actually pretty cool. Both of these teams coming in are raising money for charities. Ram 21 Race, who's got quite a gathering down here, is, I believe, raising money for pediatric cancer, which, of course, is an outstanding nonprofit to be involved in. A lot of us have been touched with cancer at some point in our lives through somebody. And then the Bahati Foundation is being represented by Team Thin Energy, and they work with inner city youth to kind of provide some opportunities for them to get on bikes. We had, I think, a couple people were killed in a family, and they're raising money to help support the kids and teach them how to manage money. So kind of life skills. So both super cool charities, hopefully doing really good things out there for these folks, supporting kids that certainly have challenges in life that a lot of others may not have.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited about Thin Energy and their project. They're supporting 3 families who lost family members to gang violence. And those families had no idea that this was being done for them. They met with local law enforcement in Los Angeles, and they selected 3 families that they were going to raise funds for. And the money is going into an investment for the kids. And financial managers are going to be meeting with the families and teaching them about how to use money, how to keep that increasing in value in savings. And so really like that they're bringing some life skills to these kids under some pretty serious situations. So again, Rick, a lot of people are riding for charity and Race Across America. How does that work? How has RAM become such a platform for people to raise money?
So RAM didn't originally start that way. It started out as just a bicycle race, and nothing wrong with that. 4 guys riding across the country as fast as they could. But over the years, racers realized it was such a great platform to tell a story. They started doing that. And so really probably about 15 years ago, racers started using RAM to raise money for nonprofits. We collectively raised through our racers about $2 to $3 million a year for about 15 different nonprofits. And it's kind of become, it's a cool thing because it's not just bicycle racing. I mean, that's a pretty selfish pursuit. We like to race bikes, and it's really just us on the road and doing what we do. But when you mix in the nonprofit and charity fundraising, awareness, it becomes really a global thing. You can bring it to your communities. Some groups like Zoe International have brought it internationally. So it's a really cool evolution in the sport, and teams have really embraced it and done a great job. And one of the things we've done as an event is, while we work with a couple nonprofits ourselves, including Life Sports Foundation, which helps youths have opportunities to participate in sports and get them bicycles, etc., we don't dictate that our racers have to raise money for anybody but what they choose to do so. So a lot of them are out raising money and awareness for causes that are near and dear to their hearts. And that is what both of these teams are doing. And it's really, really a special thing, well beyond bicycle racing. And on that note, we just got heads up that Team Thin Energy is on their way in. So I'm giving this back to you.
Thank you, Rick. So yes, they are now under escort from the Shell station into the finish line. We're waiting to hear when they make the turn onto Green Street. That means they're about 5 minutes away at the most. But for right now, let's kind of build that Thin Energy and make it a little thicker so that we can really welcome these guys into the finish line. Yeah, I know. Dad jokes. Here we go. 3,000 miles. Yep. You know, it's funny to think these teams left Oceanside last Saturday and went into just some unbelievable heat. Temperatures were 122, I believe, during the daytime, and in the evening in the desert, it did not get below 100 degrees. There was no respite from the heat, even when the sun went down, which is very unusual. The relay team should never stop. Someone just asked if teams stop. No, a relay team that's efficient and fast, they never come to a stop. They eat on the way. They might eat in the car when another person's riding, or they could eat while they're riding their bike. Thin Energy on the way in, again, is the first place four-person team made up of four very accomplished cyclists. Their goal was to come out here and take first place, which they did. Two 8-person teams came in before them, but they are making a very big impression on the 4-person field out here in Ram 2021. It is great to be back at City Dock after our COVID year. It's really fun to have crowds out here, see the boats, and the weather is just spectacular here at the finish line, which is really nice. We hope this holds for the racers because the last 400 miles in is really part of the most difficult portion of the race. Foot of climbing per mile through the Appalachians is unbelievable. The climbs aren't nearly as long as the Rockies, but much, much steeper. And that's with very tired legs on the way in. As the overall race stands right now, this is gonna be a history-making year. Again, if things hold, Leah Goldstein is going to be the first place overall solo finisher. The first time we've had a woman take first place overall in the solo competition. Leah is a phenomenal athlete and really excited to see her turning in such a performance this year. It's funny, the weather has decimated the field substantially. It's been an extremely difficult year. But, you know, think about that first Ram. 4 people started. 4 people. And didn't diminish the race one bit. And really proud of the people who are going to be finishing in the solo division this year because they have undergone some extremely difficult conditions. I actually was out with my fellow FIG racing 2-person raw race across the West and ended up in the hospital needing 2 liters of IVs before I could get back and start riding again. And that was able to take breaks because I was riding on a relay team. People that are going solo that are having to undergo these conditions on their own, obviously with their crews, but they don't get a break. So incredible ride by the folks that are coming in. They get a little bit of sleep. I think Leah's performance really shows just how incredible the women athletes are that take part in our sport. Shauna Hogan, Muffy Ritz, Leah, Nicole Reist, Dr. Janice Schufelt, Sarah Cooper. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. Phenomenal athletes out here. Really excited to see a woman coming in first overall in the solo division this year. Again, if things hold, she's still got a long ways to go. But forecast prediction is to see her finishing tomorrow afternoon around 4, possibly 5 o'clock. I see cameras. That's a good thing. You also want to give a shout out to Team Twisted Cycling, which is our only two-person relay taking part in this year's Race Across America. They are forecast to come in tomorrow evening. And, well, let's see. No, actually tomorrow, Sunday morning. So nice job by those guys. That's very difficult in the two-person relay division, especially under conditions like this. Yes, this is truly the finish. So the sprint finish is out at the Ram's Head because we don't want people racing through downtown Annapolis. So that's where we set their finish time, but they have to ride this last bit. It's a no pass zone, but they've got to ride it. Two teams are past Ram's Head. So Team Thin Energy is already being escorted in from the Shell station. And then the 8-person team, Ram 21 Race, thank you, is also coming in right behind them. It's really nice to see the crowd out here this evening. Thank you all for coming out and supporting our racers. You know, I thought that was lightning, but it's flash bulbs. So thank you for handing out all those lovely orange souvenirs for Ram 21 Race. That's very nice of you. Yeah, I've said this before. I don't like giving you false hopes of your team coming right in. I have no idea what the traffic is like from the Shell station down. It's a very different time split for someone coming in at 2 in the morning as it is for someone coming in at this time Friday evening. So there is an escort, but it's not like it's a police car escort that's driving them through and splitting traffic. Oh, let's put our hands together for Wheels Bush. Woo! Just because he has a really cool name.
That he gave himself. Gotta give your own nickname. That's the hottest part.
So, boss lady, did you adopt the name Wheels as well? No? Axel? Spoke. All right. Team Thin Energy has turned on Green Street. They are less than 5 minutes away, so please don't leave the finish chute. We want to give these guys all the recognition they deserve for being our first place 4-person team and making it all the way across the country by a bicycle. Well, you want enthusiasm. Tara Roberts.
Great.
It's funny, all the things going through the racers' minds as they come down here in the final mile of the event. Here they've raced over 3,000 miles and such a swirl of emotion as you're coming into the finish of, gosh, all the things you could do that could have made it faster. Glad that this is over, excitement that you're nearing the end, sad that it's over. What are you going to do to fill the time now? And it's really look forward to talking with people when this is over and hearing what they're thinking, how their race went. Really appreciate you being out here at the finish to support them. All right, I see the flags moving. Oh, that is a baby stroller, not a bicycle. Thin Energy, our first place 4-person team, Race Across America 2021. There they come. Winning time of 6 days, 5 hours, 41 minutes. Let's put our hands together and welcome Team Thin Energy, based out of Southern California, racing for the Bahati Foundation. Here we go. Can we please cheer a little louder for these guys? This is our first place 4-person team. Okay, I guess that was all right. If we could have you guys rack your bikes over here and please remove your helmets.
We're in the middle of what
All right, let's put our hands together for our first place 4-person relay team, Team Thin Energy. Fantastic job, you guys. Here's Rick Bothling with your finishers medals. Six days, 5 hours, 41 minutes. Did you want to be 5 hours and 42 minutes faster? Okay, there we go. So, Rasan, tell us about this event compared to the last time you raced.
This event was definitely harder. In 2018, I came in as a person that didn't know anything about Race Across America. You know, my background is 2-hour crit racing in industrial parks. And it was fun. And I had the unknown, but coming into it with the known was actually very challenging. Knowing what you're up against, knowing that you get to the Appalachians and you're going to suffer, knowing, you know, going through Colorado, elevation is going to get you, not knowing we're going to get to Arizona is going to be 124 degrees. So, yeah, it was tough, but teammates. So it made everything.
Multi-time national champion, now you're a ramp champion.
Yeah, never thought that. Never thought it. When Alex and I first talked about doing RAM for this year, I said, man, you know, I don't know if I really want to do it. If I do, we got to go for the win. I don't want to just do it to do it. And this was the team we assembled, and it was a good team.
Yes, it was. Alex, definitely want to talk to all of you much more in depth tomorrow. But tell us how this team came together, and I'd really like for you to talk briefly, but about what you've done for the community. Love what Bahati Foundation is doing, what you're riding for.
Yeah, well, for this is the second time he and I have done it. I asked him back in 2018 to race with me, and it took him a little bit of time to convince him to do it, and he jumped in. And I wanted to race with him again, so it was October, I think, whenever I first approached you, and I think it was like, I couldn't even get, do you want to do RET? And he was like, no, hell no, I'm not going to do it. So after dripping on him for about a month, I won't forget, it was Thanksgiving. We did a ride, and we finished up, and we were at his house, and I'm like, let's do RAM. And I think for that was really for us where things started to come together. So it was great racing with him. And then, of course, with these guys is the first time I had a chance to ride with them. And, you know, I see these guys as my brothers. We did something super special today. So I'll never forget, you know, doing RAM with this team and our crew for sure.
Love that you've raised funds for some families that are going through some really tough times and making this very individualized.
Yeah, we did something special this year, and I'm probably speaking on behalf of Rasan here, but we wanted to race for his foundation. He can speak a little bit more to it, but we did, you know, for him and doing what we wanted to do and raise money for the Bahati Foundation, we wanted to make it more personalized. So we actually worked with one of our crew members here who works for the LA Homicide Division, and we aligned ourselves with 3 families that we wanted to raise money for. And the money's going to go directly into a financial investment, like an investment account. And it's going to be the gift that keeps on giving with these kids. So I think we hit our goal. Our goal was to raise $50,000, and I think we're a little bit over right now. So it's super special for us to do it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Look forward to talking with you both about this much more in depth tomorrow. Rudy, you had no clue what you were getting into. Is it all you expected and more?
Well, I also didn't have any expectations, but it's definitely more than anything I could have imagined. There were so many high points, so many low points, so many times I never thought it was going to end. When we started to get to the finish line, I couldn't believe it was ending. We were all getting sad already. The heat was something we couldn't prepare for. I've never ridden in the Appalachians. Colorado altitude, as Rasan said, is something that just kind of taps your energy out of nowhere. It's really an amazing experience.
The heat, you couldn't recover from it because it didn't get below triple digits when the sun went down.
Yeah, when I came down the glass elevator, it reached up to like 120, 130 right there. And it was like a hairdryer right in your face. It was burning your eyes. You couldn't touch the brake levers. They were so hot. It was absolutely insane. I don't think it mattered how much fluid you took in, you could not stay hydrated. I have not bunked that hard so quickly in a bicycle race. It was, and we were only a day in, and I was like, you got to take me home. I was there on the like literally just looking back at the team car, be like, no, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. And they're like, you can't say that. And I'm like on the mic, I'm like, done, get me out of here. And anyway, it took 6 hours or so. I picked up my spirits. And since then, it's been an absolutely amazing, amazing experience. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. We're going to bring your crew up for some photos. Again, please stick around. If the crew could come on up. Again, first place team, 4-person relay division. 6 days, 5 hours, 41 minutes. you hold them? Can you hold them just a little bit quicker? All right, our third place, 8-person team, Ram 21 race. 6 days, 6 hours, 33 minutes. You guys, those giant time trial bikes were awfully pretty. All right, Ram 21 race is adding to the tension. We're ready. Yep, send him, Jeff. Six days, 6 hours, 33 minutes. Third place, 8-person team. Ram 21 race. The number of selfies from Ram 21 Race's crew is unbelievable. Rick, you got to get in this one. Come on. Racers, can we please have you rack your bikes? Racers, please rack your bikes over here and remove your helmets before you come up on stage. Racers, can we have you come up on stage? Let's hear it for Ram 21 race, third place, 8-person relay division, 6 days, 6 hours, 33 minutes. Rick Bothling is here with your finishers medals. So I heard you guys were a team of 22-year-olds, and Ram really takes its toll on you.
I want your baby!
Are your cheek muscles tired yet? So I got to know, who came up with the team name? Ram 21 Race is so original. Nice job. And I only joke because you've got so many names on your uniforms. What do those names signify?
Well, they're the boys and girls that we want to be cured of childhood leukemias and lymphomas. And we wear their names in honor of their hard work and pain and suffering that they go through day in and day out.
And the significance of the number 43?
We realize statistics show us that there are 43 children that are diagnosed with cancer every single day.
So how did you come up with using RAM as a platform to get this message across?
That would be Mark.
Is that Mark Julian? Okay.
Yeah. Lead sponsor. it came through having dealt with cancer and surviving cancer, and I just wanted something for myself to really prove that I was alive again and ready to rock and roll, and that's where sort of RAM came about, and then it became a mission to raise money to help children that are facing cancer.
And what were the team's goals? Did you have a dollar figure that you were trying to reach?
Yeah, I mean, we were aiming high. We finished up with just over $300,000, so we're pretty excited about that.
You had a great performance out on the race course. What are you more proud of?
I'm just the crew that helped us out. You know, we just have to pedal. That's the easy part. The crew really take all the, the brunt of everything, and they really make it happen. So I'm really proud of just the whole team coming together, gelling, and kicking ass.
So, Mark said pedaling was the easy part. I have a feeling out in 120 plus degree heat, you might quibble with that a little bit.
Yeah, the crew gets the credit, but I don't know.
The crew also got the air conditioning.
Yeah. In the desert, that made a big difference. Yeah, my legs were good talking to me for a while, I think. Yeah.
Did you get what you expected out of this experience?
I did. It was a worthy challenge. I was anticipating it not being quite as hard. With the team of 7 or 8, we get to pass the baton quite a bit. But man, those all-night pulls were rough.
So started out as an 8-man team. I only see 7 of you up here. What happened?
Well, if you look at our bikes, we all have the name Dave on it. Dave is our UK teammate, and I still say we're a team of 8. But because of COVID and with policy changes, he wasn't able to make it. And it was kind of a last minute. We were hoping and praying that things would work out, and it didn't. But here, to Dave, guys, he probably deserves one of these too, doesn't he? I'll give him this one. Here you go, Dave.
What was a memorable moment for you, good or bad?
Oh my gosh, there were so many. This morning we got stuck in a ditch and trying to make some time up, and that was a little concerning in the middle of the night at 2:30, 3 o'clock, side of a mountain in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, but a very, very kind person stopped and got us out in 5 minutes flat, and we went on without a hitch. So,
I mean, that's what RAM is all about. Just so many stories. And how did you get brought into the team? And was this everything you expected of?
This is my second time. The first time was in 2014 and raised about $250,000 for Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And Mark Julian was looking for a bunch of cancer survivors and that could ride a bike. And there aren't, a ton of us, but we're out here now showing that anything is possible. And he talked me into it when he first approached me. I thought, this guy's crazy. He doesn't know what he's getting into. He probably still doesn't realize what he got himself into, but he rocked the house and brought it all together and made it happen. So that's why I'm here.
So when he rocks the house and makes it happen again next year, are you going to be part of the team?
If he asks me again, I will jump at the chance because I've crewed, I've seen people riding, and I've always thought that it would be more fun on the bike. That may not be entirely true today, but yeah, I'd jump at the chance to do it again.
Any moments where you were just feeling like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into out here?
One of my favorite moments was after the Appalachians. We did a rider change, and I was standing there looking out, and the Appalachians were way back there. So that was my favorite moment today.
How about yours, Mark? In looking at this team of 7, well, 8, Gabe here in spirit, but as you put this together, are you proud of the way things went and what you've accomplished?
Yeah, I think overall, the luck of the draw was that we found Paul Majors, who was our crew chief, and he really took care of, everything. All the logistics. Where's Paul? He's out there hiding somewhere or probably logistically working on something right now, but he's the glue. We had all these little pieces that were floating around, and he was really the glue that brought them all together. And, we were able to do what we did. A bunch of amateurs crossing the line in 3rd place. It was a pretty awesome accomplishment, other than these 2 guys, but for the rest of us.
If anyone wants to make a donation to your charity, where can people get more information? Where can they go?
They can go to ram21.com. So RAM21.com. You can donate there.
Perfect. Got some plaques for you, and then we'd like to have your crew come up. And can we have the crew come on up and join the racers? Oh, that dog's got some good salt. Do you want them all? Oh, can you guys hang on?